Good morning. How's everybody doing today? And see nobody's on the chat panel. Well, here comes Mark. Mark White. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Paul.
You out for a little? Out having a little smoke, are you, Mark?
Hmm?
Out having a little smoke?
Yeah.
Mr. Skyfly, good morning.
Hi, Joel. Precious. Shut up.
Yeah, it's right sunny day here. No ship traffic whatsoever. I take that back. There's a ship way down by downriver, probably about an hour out. It's the Manitoulin. We'll see how that goes. Refresh. Oh no, the Manitoulin is about 45 minutes from the Black River. Depending upon who shows up and how it goes, I might catch it or I might not.
Yeah, why not? Precious. Shut up.
What's Precious want?
Well, I haven't made my breakfast yet, so she's waiting for me to make breakfast so she can eat mine before she eats hers.
All right. So she's looking for the handouts.
Yep.
Gotcha.
We've had a rainy morning.
Oh, it's rainy there?
No, it's not raining now, but it was earlier.
Well, as you can see by the camera, it's pretty bright and sunny here.
Yeah. Here it's just cloudy and a little chilly.
Yeah, it's cool here. It's not warm. It's 43 degrees, so that's not freezing, but it's just 10 degrees over freezing.
Yeah. I don't know what the temperature is yet here.
Hey, Laura.
Have a look at the weather. Hi, Laura. 12 degrees.
Laura's going live at 4 p.m. her time, which would be 1 o'clock our time. Okay. 5 hours difference.
Yep, it'll be 6 o'clock. 1 o'clock your time is 6 o'clock our time.
So she's going live at 11 o'clock our time, right?
If she's going at 4, yeah.
Yep. It's a little bit windy out there, but I think the Air 2S will handle it. It usually has.
Hi, Brian.
Good morning, Brian. Yeah, the chats were kind of busy. Of course, the ones that are strictly drone chats have been busy this morning. They're talking about the Avata 2. And
ones that ordered it from Amazon have got theirs now, have they?
yes, Johnny's got his, and of course Joe went and bought his direct from the
yeah.
And Joe's emphatic about the Avata 2. I just am not into FPV flying whatsoever. Here comes Captain Joe.
Oh. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Joe.
Tired.
I'm glad you're here because there's a ship coming I want to catch, but it's about 25, 30 minutes away.
We, yeah, I'm tired. That freaking game lasted longer than I thought.
Oh, really? How late did it go?
Well, I didn't get home till like 9:15.
Wow.
I stayed
Yeah.
because Mandeville was winning it the whole game,
Was
and
it
I figured that it was pretty good. It was dull, but it was good. You know, it didn't have a lot of excitement to it. The best shot of the game I watched. I didn't take a picture. I was looking at it, and I looked right at it, and I got my finger on the camera. I'm looking at it, and I said, "Stupid," you know. The guy at first base was for North Shore was about 6'3", about 280 pounds, big guy, and they had a hit to left field, and it was a hit to the second baseman, and he was throwing one of the shorts. It was one of the guys from Mandeville, a little short guy, out, and they threw it over to first base, and the guy threw it kind of wild. So the bag was here, and he was on this side. He had to shift to the back for the bag, and he had to reach. So he got his foot in the bag, and he reached, and he only came down maybe about 6 inches, 7 inches to reach and grab it, and he was in the baseline, and the kid from Mandeville running full speed just jumped right over him.
Right. Right over top, huh?
And when he came up, he spread his legs out. So he had his legs out going over him. And that would have been highlighted the whole thing.
Oh, that would have been a cracking
I
shot.
looked at it and I went, "You got to be kidding!
That was
Why
a
didn't
great,
I press
been a great
Why
pitch.
didn't I press?" But it was the third
Goddamn.
out of an inning, so it wasn't a big out. So I wasn't paying attention to shoot.
That'd have
But
been
I-
the shot of the
but-
year. Never mind the
But I
match.
was focused on it. I was focused on that point. My camera was facing that way. I should have just pressed the button and hope, because
Yeah.
usually usually I've got it in a general direction and it's focused on that point. So all I got to do is pop the button, because it's not moving. I saw that and I shook my head, and one of the guys I know over there, one of the parents, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You got it?" And I went, "No." Hell no. I said, "Does it look like I got it?" I said, "I can't believe I didn't do that." But I got some good shots last night. They actually, it was featured art for the paper because it was a district championship game. So it was two district teams in the same district the paper covers. So he said, "Make sure you give me some good pictures because it's going to be feature art this week. It's going to be headlines of the paper, headlines of the sports." So
yeah, that would have made the front page, wouldn't it?
oh, it would have been the front page, him going over the top. It's the first time Mandeville won district since 2007. But I got 5 pictures in the paper.
Do you always set it on rapid fire when you take them, so it shoots a load of pictures at the once?
I don't shoot rapid fire at all.
No.
No. I've been shooting so long. I keep it on a rapid fire mode, but it's a slow rapid fire mode. Because if it's on rapid fire, as soon as you press it, you do 3 shots. I keep it on a mode, so if it is a good shot, and I know it's going to be like if it's at a plate, and I know it's coming into the plate, what I'll do sometimes on that, if I know it's going to be a big play, and I've got a good field of view, I may hit 4. I might do 4.
Yeah.
Right there to see which one's going to be the best shot.
Is the best one, yeah.
Yeah, I got one a couple of years ago where the guy went over the top of the guy. He jumped over the top of the guy and he came down with his hand on the plate. And if I wouldn't have shot 5 pictures together, it goes cheek, 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 like that.
Yeah.
It is like a machine gun. I just went cheek, 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 and I came down with his hand right on top of the plate.
Mm.
And if I'd have shot just the 1 or 2 shots, I probably would have missed it. But you learn, you got to get the feel of everything,
Yeah.
On what's going on. It's fun. It was just long last night. That was the whole thing. It was just a long game, and they had to switch pitchers 3 times for North Shore, so that lengthened the game out. There was a lot of foul balls. That lengthened the game out.
Mm.
And then they only play 7 innings. And when they got to they were into the sixth inning, I got up and walked over by one of the video guys because they were videoing it for the paper for the they do a live broadcast.
Uh-huh.
And I was standing there. I wanted to get a different shot because I was thinking that because it was so long, as soon as they won, because the pitcher was crazy. He had 12 strikeouts. It was a really good game. It was a three hit game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when he pitched the last pitch, I was thinking they were all going to run out there and jump on top of him on the mound. You know, and I was going to get that picture. They
Yeah.
didn't do it. And that's the only reason I stayed all game. And then I get up and I get all my stuff together and I walk all the way back to my car, which is about a block and a half away. Get in my car and realize I leaning against the pole right there is my seat.
Uh-huh.
I didn't pick up my seat. I had to put everything in the car and walk all the way back. I walked all the way back and it's still sitting there and I just picked it up. But everybody knows me. Somebody would have picked it up and they'd have called me, you know.
Yeah.
Put my name back on it. I'm gonna put it that way and my phone number in case I leave it again. I've never left it before. It's never even a thought. Because usually I pick up, put the camera on my shoulder, pick it up.
Welcome to getting older.
Well, I was talking to somebody, shot the thing, turned, and I leaned it against the pole so it was blending in with the wall, the same color of the wall. I didn't even think about it because usually if I'm going to stop and shoot again, it's a folding seat, the Marine Corps seat. So I just put it over my shoulder and it hangs under my arm and across me. And I got to the car and I reached to get it and I went, damn. I never did that before. I was just glad that everybody was worried about the team and nobody worried about picking it up, you know.
Sounds like you're going to print a 3D label.
No, I'm just going to put a couple of labels on it, a piece of duct tape. I'm not proud. It had a piece of duct tape on it. You see, it was my son's from boot camp when he went to OCS. He had two of them. I took one because it's so nice. It's just a little folding canvas seat. And then all the stitching, I went back and restitched it all with braided filament line.
Yeah.
That's like 200 tests. So it's 200-pound filament line. You can't even cut it with scissors. So the only thing that's going to happen is eventually it's going to dry rot, you know?
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, he can get me one at the base and send it to me for about $20. So eventually I'll get another one. But in fact, eventually I've got another seat. I've got two. It's a little bit better seat. I really need to do this. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but it's plastic. It's a three-legged seat with plastic, and it holds like 300 pounds, and it's nice. It's the handle is in the seat. It's round. It's got the handle in the seat.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you sit there for over an hour, your butt starts hurting.
Yeah.
Because it's plastic, right? So I mean, you see me moving around because I'm starting to get cramps and everything else. What I keep saying I'm going to do is I'm going to go get me a little piece of plywood, and then I'm going to get some good foam, and I'm going to cut it out the same way it fit, and then I'm going to go ahead and get some Naugahyde and cover it and put screws in there to hold it all together, you know, bolt it to the seat. I keep saying I'm going to do that. I'm going to put about a 2 to 3 inch cushion on it. I just need to go ahead and do it. That's a better seat. It's a little bit higher, and that way my knees aren't bent as much and they don't hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it this year. I just need to go. A piece of Naugahyde for that would be you need about a yard. 1 yard, about $6 for that. A good piece of good foam. Even if I could find a seat already made, if I could find one with a zipper, I would put that one on there. Put the piece. I just cut out the cardboard on the bottom, and bolt it. You know, put the bolts through where they don't dig into it. I can make it. It's like I used to have a friend of mine. Actually, it was my cousin's father-in-law on his wall at the fishing camp. They called it the Gunner Club. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You know.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jody. Little Llama
Hey,
Laura.
Jody.
That's not
Laura.
Jody. That's Frank. Frank. Jody's not there yet.
Yeah, Laura's giving you some lip there, Joe.
No lip. I don't want a lip.
The
Who else came in? Lance is in there.
Let's see, Liv and Maddie. Look at all the stuff you were watching. Liv and Maddie, dog with the blog stuck in the middle of there. Sitting for the next. Jesse.
What do you want?
Disney Plus.
And then Justin just came in with all his noise.
Yep, all of his surround sound.
Lance was on Rodney Bell's show this morning saying that he's about to pull the trigger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
He
Johnny
said yesterday.
got his yesterday too, didn't he?
Yeah, he called me. He called me. He was having an issue getting it connected too.
Mm.
Yeah, that could. You went through a myriad of things trying to get it connected, right?
Well, mine was the easiest fix in the world, but I never thought about I was trying to reinstall the app, but it wouldn't let me. And then when I deleted it from my phone and put it back, it came back right.
Okay.
It had the update already in the cloud. It was like, but he was getting every time, he had the updated app, everything. And I don't know, I still don't know what the fix is. He was supposed to go later today and fly. He said that he was getting everything would turn on. He'd have the props going and everything, and he was getting a warning signal saying that the goggles and controller were not compatible with the aircraft. But it was working, the aircraft. And he said, "I'm not putting it in the air till I figure out why it's saying this." And he had a point. I wouldn't put it up till I knew what that was too. You get it up there, and then you'll be a flyaway because you can't control it.
Something you gotta deal with when you become a beta tester.
Yeah, I know.
That's
But
pretty
the
much what DJI is doing these days.
Yep, they were talking on Rodney's show, and Johnny was saying from basically what he's kind of heard through the community is that I think he said between 40 and 50 were bought by people. That's crazy.
How many? What do you mean?
Vada 2, between 40 and 50 people have already bought them.
Oh,
That's a lot of drones to go out right away.
Johnny got his yesterday.
Yeah.
There's probably quite a few more than that we don't know of.
Sure.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing is there's a lot of people that do the keeping up with everybody else thing.
And Justin, you were right.
What?
My son was sitting over there last night. All my stuff was sitting right here on the desk, and nothing was said.
He didn't notice it.
Right? No, didn't pay attention.
Oh, like I said, if he has no interest in drones, he's never gonna notice it.
Yeah.
If he all of a sudden decided, oh, I'm gonna start flying with my dad, and he started learning what the drones were and stuff, he'd figure it out real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to a lot of people, one drone looks just the same as another one.
Oh yeah, I mean it's any kind of thing. If you don't have an interest in it, you're not going to pay attention to it. You know.
Yep. So today they have the Strawberry Festival in Ponchatoula, which is right down by Johnny. You can go get strawberry anything, you know. Plus, I used to go out there. I used to cover it for the paper because you have about 10 different groups that come out there in really good music groups. And I'd go sit out there by the stage and shoot pictures and spend the whole day out there. And I don't like that anymore. I don't like sitting out there the whole time.
You shut up, Laura.
it is a long time. You know, when you're out there for 8 or 9 hours, and then you go back the next day for 8 or 9 hours. They got that going on. They got at Fricky Park. They got the crawfish cook-off. That's next week. It's the 20th. That's the one I am going to probably. I want some crawfish and I don't want to pay for it. So, and today they got the crawfish cook-off in Mandeville. I didn't even realize, and that's out where I fly. I may go out there and just put my press credentials on and just mosey on in, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the good news. Everybody knows me in Mandeville. I walk over there with my press credentials on. They don't say nothing to me. And I've got a decal in my car that I stick. It's a big, like an 8x10 decal. I just stick it in my window of my car, and it says St. Tammany Farmer. And I get pulled in behind the barricades and everything.
Huh.
Or if I even put my press stuff up, they just open the barricade. The police move out the way for them. So it's like you gotta use your clout when you got it, you know.
Looks like David's waiting for his to get there.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, somebody else was
Oh,
waiting
indeed.
for it. Rodney. Rodney ordered the controller and the drone, the sticks and the drone, and the sticks came yesterday. The drone's coming today.
Sticks came yesterday. I didn't think they were bringing them out till Tuesday.
Well, that's what I thought. You know, they're not coming out because mine's not going to be here till 18th. And you know, you want to hear the best? The more I'm flying with the motion controller, the more I think I may hold on to them for a little bit, but I may give them back.
Mm.
Because I'm not going to go full acro.
Yeah.
I have no ambition to go full acro. And that motion controller yesterday was doing everything I wanted it to do. And the only reason I bought the sticks with the other one is because I was having an issue getting under some things.
Mm.
And I had the issue again getting under something that's the same when you get about a foot off the ground. It's some reason I can't judge. I haven't been able to judge the top of the drone because the top of the drone has always been my issue. I'll hit the very top of the drone enough to mess it up, you know, just to make it hit.
Well,
you know,
this
never
one's
broke
not
it.
tall, so you might have a better bet with this one.
Well, first flight through it, I bounced off the chair trying to go under it again. You know, so I bought the sticks because if you bring it down to a foot off the ground and take your hand off of that part, it's not going to go anywhere but a foot off the ground.
Well, is
That-
that because when you're going forward, it's leaning forward and the back's higher up than the front?
So the
Yeah.
motion controller actually allows you to run it into the ground?
Well, yeah, because what you're doing is when you're holding it, the way you move your wrist, if you face it down, it's going to start going down. You
So
face up, it goes
there's
up.
no safety before you hit the ground?
The only safety is if you hit the oh shit button, you know.
David thinks UPS lost his again.
It has
Yeah.
got it has got downward sensors.
Yeah, because there's no obstacle avoidance on it, or if you take your finger off the throttle, it'll just stop and hover, you know.
Mm.
But if you're not paying attention, because I was with the sticks flying the Nevada around the tugboat, and Johnny said, "There's a boat," and I came off the tugboat and went after the boat in the water, and I didn't realize I was at maybe 10 feet. And I was pushing down a little bit on the downstick and didn't realize it until I looked up and realized that I was about the same height as the wake of the water of the boat. And I looked at the telemetry on it, and I was a foot above the water.
Wow.
I was getting ready to skim off that water like a rock, you know.
Mm.
And I picked it up, and when I picked it up, the wind was blowing too. That was another thing. When I picked it up, you could feel it just drifting on me. And whenever that thing drifts, it always drifts to the right, the regular Avata. I mean, everything I've ever felt to drift was always to the right. And when I got up, I started drifting like that, and then I brought it around. And in the video, I put a little caption that high winds started drifting, came back and going home, you know. But I've learned that when you start getting the high winds and you're drifting a lot, bring it back. It's not worth trying to go through something.
Mm.
Because last time I did that, I was going 18 miles an hour, drifted into a pole, and then went head on into a cement wall.
Ah,
Yeah, that's not good.
not good at
Yeah.
all.
Well, it didn't hurt the drone.
Well, it bounces off them. Yeah, the old one. I don't know about the new one. Is it as strong?
No,
Because those those prop guards do not look as substantial as the ones on the first one.
they're not. They're not, and is not. And I was looking at it. It doesn't look like they're going to have replacement parts for it either. It looks like you could break it, you send it back. You know,
Oh yeah, DJI's not gonna make a drone where you can buy replacement parts.
Avata has all the
Well,
replacement parts.
of that, you could, yeah.
Yeah, you can go in there and buy every piece of that, and it's cheap.
Yeah,
It's,
but
it's
can you do it
crazy.
yourself though?
Yeah,
Because when you
Yeah.
get into the body, man, those things get pretty expensive.
yeah. Unless you tear something up on the inside, if you break a prop guard's like $20.
Because I
And it's
mean,
the
like
whole
they
piece.
sell like replacement arms and stuff, but like your average person's not gonna be able to actually do it themselves. Just because, like I
Yeah,
said, once you get into the body on some of those drones, man, that shit gets really expensive.
yeah. The Avata, unless you tear up a wire where you got to resolder and everything,
I didn't,
that's where you got a problem.
Yeah, I mean the normal camera drones, you've got the wires for the motors going down, you've got the hinge mechanism and everything. It's much more difficult to change an arm on them.
well, you're saying they don't have replacement parts for it. They probably haven't come out with them yet.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, because I was looking at
Another
the
couple
body
months.
and the body. I was looking at the bottom part, and there's 8 screws, and that looks like that comes right off. So that piece of plastic would probably work, as in it got all the screws for the motors. You could take, if you break something here, you could probably take that apart and put a new piece on. The top piece, same thing, 8 screws, but it's one solid piece. So what I'm thinking, that if it breaks, that's that one solid piece. You got to change that whole piece. You know.
Well, that's what I'm
Actually,
saying.
it's 2 pieces.
Yeah, because it'll probably be a couple months before you start seeing any kind of replacement parts or anything like that.
No, it's actually one solid piece. It's 2 pieces, but the gimbal guard that's built on here has 4 screws. So I guess if you hit that and break it, you can get that when it comes out. You know.
Mm.
But I hit at 7 miles an hour. I hit, and this is actually a little bit of rubberized. It's like a little piece of rubberized. I actually, when I hit the that bench, I hit it with the bumpers, and it just bounced back. But when it bounced back, I was in, like I said, I was in beginner's mode. I didn't even know they had it. But that's in your goggles. You got to take that off before you can go to normal and sport or manual.
David,
When I hit it, it took off on me, and it jumped into sport mode. And when it jumped into sport mode, that's what I said. It started heading towards the swimming pool, and I turned it with my wrist. And when I took my finger off the throttle, it stopped and jumped back to beginner's mode. So if I would have lost control of it and would have kept going, chances are it would have been in that Olympic-sized pool outside. But I'm on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say this is about a 9 to 10. And on my happiness between a 1 to 10, I'd say 10. Because I just think it's better than the last one. And I'll go to an 11 when I sell the other ones. You know? Yeah. Like I said, I want to sell them, but it's not a issue. You know, Johnny already sold his. You know, his other one, he sold his kit, but he's selling it to somebody else. He's not selling it until he knows that the goggles work yet. But I'm ready to sell it now. You know, because I technically don't need it, you know. But I like it. That's the other thing. I like that drone.
Mm.
They're both fun to fly. That's the thing. You know, FPV guys, they have more than one FPV, you know.
Well, a lot of
Most
people
of
have multiple drones, but they don't end up flying half of them because they'll
Yeah.
find one or two that they really like that they always end up going to.
Yeah, I take turns on them. I'll fly to, depends on the day. I'll look at the day, and if it's a beautiful day, I'll take the Air 2S out there. You know, because the Air 2S will do everything I want it to do. And if it's a beautiful day with a little bit of wind, I'll get the Mavic 3 because then I know I got a wind issue. If I'm flying, if I'm going to do press work just for the portability, I do the Mini 3 Pro. So they
Yeah,
all get flights.
Yeah, Joel, you think that with all the UPS pay raises, I think shit would be running smoothly. Although I don't ever have no issues with UPS here. So I don't know.
That UPS is UP, the United States Postal Service. USPS is little brother.
Mhm.
They're related lately.
Yeah, we have the Royal Mail and their parcel service is called Parcel Force, but they're the same company.
I do not like the sensors on the bottom.
Hmm?
And the reason I do not like the sensors on the bottom is because when you pick the drone up naturally, you put your fingers right on them.
No,
looks like
no. So you're going to be ending up wiping them off all the time.
Yeah, I've wiped them off probably 20 times.
you know
It's
what,
it's right in the back. When you pick it up, you'll pick it up and put your fingers right on them. I
Mm.
gotta learn how to pick it up from the top.
Yeah. You know,
So you get
3D
fingerprints all over.
3D print a little handle for it that clips on it.
Okay, so Apple just put out a press release that iPhone users across 92 countries signaling a potential spyware intrusion targeting their devices. It says for those receiving this alert, Apple suggests considering the activation of the lockdown mode and high security feature available on iPhones, iPads, and iMacs running iOS 16, 16.1 or Mac OS 13 or newer.
Hold on, let me see what I got.
They're on 17 point something 4, I think, now.
Yeah, it's saying those ones or
Yep.
newer.
Yeah, the update a couple of days ago for it actually put additional security measures on.
Yeah, you're supposed to activate those if it didn't activate it automatically, is what they're saying.
All right.
So you have to go in there and turn them on. It says that it's called lockdown mode and high security features available.
It's supposed to make it harder to get in if it gets stolen.
But where's that at?
When the device is put in lockdown mode, it does not function normally. Apps, websites, and features are significantly restricted to enhance security, and some functionalities are unavailable. So if you do turn it on, it's going to fuck with your phone and what it can do. So it's a double-edged sword. If you
Kinda
don't turn it on, if you
Yeah.
don't turn it on, you're possibly vulnerable. If you do turn it on, your phone's not gonna function fully. So I don't know.
The
You
iPhone.
wanna-
Where do you turn it on at?
It doesn't
Is
say
that-
where to turn it on. It just says it's in the settings. It's called
What's it
lockdown
called?
mode. Lockdown mode.
I guess it's on security, right?
I'm assuming it'd be under security, yeah.
Nope, not under security.
Unless you haven't done the recent update.
Did you do the update within the last few days?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Uh,
Unless he hasn't checked to see if there's an update and hasn't done it yet. You might want to check
should-
that then.
You
Yeah.
should be on 17.4.0, I think it is.
Scroll down, tap lockdown mode, then tap turn on lockdown mode. Laura says it's in privacy and security. But if
That's
you
it,
haven't
look-
done the update, you probably don't have it.
I don't see it.
So go to your software updates and check to see if you have an update.
Hey, Justin, I'm gonna go catch a ship.
All right.
And you and the three of you can hold it down, right?
Yeah, we're all co-hosts, so you're
We
good.
got,
Okay. I'll be back.
it's just- I'll tell you what,
Well,
I'm
I just
having
got
a
sign
bunch
in
of senior moments.
sign in and security, and it doesn't have anything that says lockdown in there.
Yeah, I have a lockdown mode all the way in the bottom, privacy and security. It says
Oh,
off.
privacy and security.
But like I said, just remember it does
Privacy.
warn that if you do turn it on, some apps may not function correctly and stuff. So, and it
Yeah, I'm
could
not
limit
turning
your
it on.
phone. But I would definitely make sure you're at least up to date on your firmware, just to be on
Yeah.
the safe side.
I'm trying to get up to date on my firmware.
But
Oh
it
yeah,
says
lockdown mode.
it says if you suspect anything or your phone starts
Off.
acting weird to turn it on. So I don't know.
Yeah, mine's off.
Kind of sucks that they give you a feature to turn it on to protect you, but then it fucks with your phone. So then that makes people not want to turn it on. So it's kind of
See-
stupid.
see- Okay,
Lo-
I do not
lockdown
have a spot.
mode is an extreme
You know.
optional
Stupid. What's the latest update?
protection
17.4.1.
that should only be used if you believe you may be personally targeted by a highly sophisticated cyber attack. Most people are never targeted by attacks of this nature. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's there,
that's a
but it says don't turn it on unless you think somebody's trying to get in.
right.
Yeah.
So like what David said, that's what it says in the article as well. It says only turn it
Yeah,
on.
my
if it's
version
safe.
is 17.4.1.
Is that okay? So
That's the
you have
latest
them.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
automatically updated the other night, I think.
Yeah, some people will have the automatic updates turned off, and so you have to go in yourself and manually check it once in a while. Otherwise,
Mm.
they'll never do it. And then some people will set it so it does it in the middle of the night, so they don't ever know that it's doing it.
Yeah,
Because
mine's
fucking
set
app. Well, that's one thing, man. Is
Well, yeah,
Apple
the
updates
trouble
take
is that
fucking
mine's
forever.
set to do it. Mine's set to do it in the middle of the night, but I'm usually still on it in the middle of the night.
Well, I've actually got Norton on here too.
Well, that's the
Oh,
thing is
I've
Apple.
packed in Norton. It's almost not worth it.
Well, that's the thing is like Apple updates. The one thing I hated about them was they took fucking forever to do. I can do 3 Android updates in the time it takes to do one Apple update.
It depends. They have some long ones, but they have some short ones as well.
I tell you one thing about this Avada, you could hand catch it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Got a lot
No,
of room
because
on the bottom.
the props are up. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't try to hand catch the other one unless you hover it and reach and grab it from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it.
Hey, funny, Dustin. What's up, Joel?
Yeah, I do like it. It's unique. I didn't like the looks of it at first. Because I like the way the Avada looked. Just some reason I just like the way that one looked.
You know, with that
Yeah.
shorter, flatter body, though, if for people like Lance that want to put the little 360 cameras and shit on top, it might be better.
Yeah.
Because it will lower that center of gravity a little bit. Because the Avada had that really, the body was like really big hump in the middle.
Yeah.
And you could tell his Avada was always struggling with that damn camera on it.
Yeah.
Plus, the
Yeah,
way that
they
they
all
redid the
are.
motors now, apparently, it is easier for a drone to push itself than pull itself. So it should have better power
Well,
and all that.
they've spread it out sideways and flattened it a bit by putting the battery and everything in between
Right.
the props instead of like on top of them.
Yep.
Well, like I said, and with
Mm.
them reversing the motors the other direction with it pushing rather than pulling the drone, it should be better that way. Because they always
Yep.
say it's easier to push something than pull something.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I'll be right back. That fluid pill is working big time. I gotta go pee pee.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a little wider, plus it's a little bit lower body. So yeah, you shouldn't have all that like with the first Avata, man, you put that camera on and then you would sit there and hover. It'd be like doing this shit. It should, you should, probably shouldn't have it. Well, you shouldn't have that problem with the newer one, hopefully. Should definitely be more stable.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be able to put your 360 camera on top safer.
Yeah, because that body looks like it's a good inch shorter. Like that, the Vada was way thicker. It was like that. The new one's like that.
Time did you finish last night then? Justin?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to Sarah. What?
All right. What time did you end up finishing?
I want to say it was like 11 or 12, something like that. I think it was around 12.
Well, it was 5 o'clock, which was 12 when I went to bed.
Oh, we ended probably a few minutes after you left.
All right.
So we weren't on very long. As everybody
Yeah,
started
y'all.
ducking out, and I was getting tired.
Mm,
It was around 11 when you got on.
yeah,
11 my time.
I didn't want to get up today.
Yeah, because I was in the chat listening because I was trying to edit that. I had 125 pictures I had to get on the web. I got some parents that have been asking me about them.
What the?
And now that they won the playoff, now they'll be in the playoffs next week.
Just come on.
So I'll shoot next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if they go 3 games. So I may be able to make some money off of this thing. I got parents wanting to pay me per game, you know.
All right.
So like I told you, I had to make 1,000 between now and July just to cover everything. I'm gonna make it. I'll probably make more than that. It always comes up whenever I need to make something. I just push the photography a little and wind up shooting.
Now, what's the top speed of that drone that you got? If you go into like, if you were unlock
Full
everything.
manual 60 miles an hour.
See, when are they going to come out with? You think they would have came out with the second version of the first one?
Potato
That-
Jet yesterday in his video actually got it up to 80.
Yeah,
But
I saw that.
He was going downwind a little.
Well, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, you think they would have came out with a second version of the first one because that one was a lot faster. The first one, because that was not really.
That did 100.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That one
it
was
bigger and heavier and stronger motors.
right. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't really like a Cinewhip type drone. It was
Well, no, it wasn't.
lot-
There was no drop cards on it at all.
right. You think I would have thought they would have tried to come out with a second version of a bigger, faster one.
Mm. Can't remember who it was saying now that would have. I think it was Potato Jet saying he would have preferred it if they'd have gone from 3-inch to 3.5-inch propellers as well.
Well, that's the thing is like they had opportunity to make it faster, make it, they didn't really. I mean, the top speed's the same as the original Avata. You think they would have made it a little bit faster, in that sense. Like you said, made the props a little bigger, stuff like that. That's just more features they could have added onto their list of, oh, look at what you're getting with the new one,
Well, that's what
this
you
one
call
can do 80 instead of 60,
That's what you call it said. What was it? The hell, I got your cart's ready to go. I'm going through emails and it says your cart is ready to go. What are you talking about?
I don't click on no links in that.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
it's from Walmart.
Yeah, because it could
That's
be
an actual,
somebody.
no, it's an
Well,
actual Walmart, because I got a certain email I send that to. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, but what if you didn't order anything though, then it could be a scam email. So
No, you know what
Yeah.
I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I was supposed to order something. I forgot to press the button. You know what I mean?
oh
Could
yeah,
be.
you went to go order something and then forgot. And now it's just sitting in your cart. Yeah, Walmart and
Oh.
Amazon, man. You put shit in your cart and you don't click on it within a few days after you put it, they'll start bugging the hell out of you. You gonna buy
Yeah.
this or what? The hell's going on here? Either buy it or we're removing it.
Yeah.
Like I like to
Uh,
put shit in my cart sometimes and I just want to store it in there.
my
And then
car
they get
got
pissed
zero in
off
it.
after. They get
Just so
pissed
you
off after a
decide
few
whether you
days.
want it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it will
Then you
sit
don't
there
have to
for.
go searching for it again, do you?
Yeah, I mean, you can do the save for later feature, but I mean, I shouldn't have to
Yeah.
remove it from my cart if I'm like really thinking about buying it, you know? Yeah, I understand if it becomes unavailable and then they will move it out of there, but a lot of times it'd be an item that there's a million sellers of it and there's plenty of them on there and they'll just remove it because you're not buying it.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I went to Walmart and went to my cart under that thing. I didn't go through the email, and my cart was empty.
Like I said,
Because
always be careful because if you
Mhm.
don't remember ordering something and you get a random email from Amazon or Walmart saying,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
you have an item in your cart," it could be a
I get
scam.
that stuff
link.
all the time. I'll get from FedEx all the time. Your delivery
Oh yeah,
wasn't made.
Yeah.
I kick it to the junk automatic.
I keep getting
Oh, man.
emails from Home Depot saying that I've got an order, what's it? But we ain't got any Home Depots in the UK, so
yeah, it's kind of weird. Scammers can't even figure out what the fuck stores are in which countries. And idiots.
yeah.
That's why I said, dude, if these Indian call centers were halfway smart, they would come over here, find some really scammy Americans. They'd be like, "Hey, we'll move you over there. We'll pay for your housing, and you work in our call centers for us, and we'll give you a shit ton of money."
Mhm.
Because nowadays, it's like the minute anybody hears an Indian accent, they're like, "Oh, fuck that."
Well, yeah.
They don't even want to talk to them because they just assume it's a scam. But if you hired some shady ass Americans to move over there and house them, give them nice little apartments and everything, dude, they could sit in your call center all day long scamming the fuck out of
Mm.
people.
Difference being over here is that we do have a lot of Indian people in the UK that work in our call centers.
Well, that's the thing too, is there is
Yeah.
legit call centers that are out of India and stuff, but even then people complain about that. They don't trust it, They're like, I still don't want to give them my information. But you're
Yeah.
kind
No,
of forced
I
to
mean
because these
the
companies
call
have used them.
centers. I mean call centers in the UK. I mean, literally, we have got a massive Indian and Pakistani and Bangladeshi population here.
And then there's been call centers in India that have been found out to be regular call centers during the day or during the nighttime there when it's daytime here. And then during their daytime, they turn into scam centers. It's the same damn call center. They just have a whole different crew of people. They do their
Yeah.
legit work during the day, and then at nighttime they do all their scammy shit.
Mm.
Well, you know what the
I mean-
issue is with the Avadas, both of them? You think you're lower than you are because what happens is unless you got head tracking going, you'll be bringing it down, but the camera is what's moving on you more than the drone. So
Mm.
you think it's coming down smooth because it wants to stay cinematic. And as you're bringing it down, because what you call it, Russ was talking about that. Oh no, it was Tater Jet was talking about that. As it's coming down, it wasn't Russ, Matt it was Bagwell was talking about it. Josh Bagwell, I think it is. But he said as you're coming down, it's keeping it more cinematic, and the gimbal is moving to make it look like you're going down more faster. So
Oh, you
that's
mean
what's happening with me.
Bardwell.
Yeah, Bagwell. Yeah, when you're getting down close to that foot off the ground, the only way you're gonna know, don't look at it. Look at that telemetry to see if you're a foot off the ground or 2 feet off the ground, and make sure you get, like, if you know it's a foot, make sure you get to 10 inches or something later under a foot.
Mm.
By the way, Joe, it's not Bagwell, it's Bardwell.
Bardwell.
Bagwell.
It was one of those. I knew it was one
Bagwell.
of those.
There is a Bagwell, but it's a different one.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't remember who he's with. I only saw it last night. Yeah, he was on there.
Had somebody flying with him as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
From
Potato
Road to
Jet did.
Riot. Somebody
What's up,
from Road to
Jonathan?
Riot.
What's up, Jonathan?
Yeah, Rotorite released their own video on
Corey?
on the drone.
Yeah.
They were one of the ones I saw yesterday when I looked them up.
But apparently,
What's up, Corey?
what's it? Potato Jet was saying that by the time the video came out, he'll have got married as well. So he must have got married within the last week or so.
He was supposed to get married 2 weeks after he started filming it because what happened? What happened is he lost it down the hill.
Yeah,
Remember,
that's
he
right.
lost it down the hill, and he had to go
Climbing
rappelling
through
down the
them
hill. So he
bushes.
said, he told his wife now. He said, tomorrow morning we'll go get the stuff, and then come back tomorrow morning. She goes, what must be more important? We're supposed to be getting our marriage license tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, but he found it the next day,
Yeah,
and it had rained overnight, and he put a new battery in, it started up straight away.
now Bardwell last night, he when I was looking at his, I was looking at it and I said, something don't look right. Look, he was flying in the rain. It was
Yeah,
raining.
Bagwell. I just remember Matt Bagwell. Matt.
It was somebody, one of those.
I don't
Yeah,
think
no, I'm
Matt
just saying,
Bagwell does.
You've got
reviews,
Joshua
does he?
Bardwell and Matt Bagwell.
Yeah, but Bagwell doesn't do review
No.
videos and stuff. So
No.
it's got to be Bardwell.
Yeah.
It was one of the Wells. One of the Well brothers.
One of the Wells brothers.
Yeah.
One of the Wells brothers. One of the Wells brothers. Because I watched 2/3 of it and I was getting tired, so I'm gonna watch it in bed. So I went and grabbed you're gonna laugh at me, Justin. I'm gonna say it. And back in 2016, when I blew my knee out, right? I'm sitting over here and my kids were playing My Singing Monsters, right? That was their big thing. I said, y'all a bunch of idiots playing that game. That is the stupidest game in the world. And they showed it to me and I was looking at it, I said, well, that's a waste of time. And I started playing it. And every night when I'm going to bed, I got to go through and get all the coins out of it. I've got like 200 billion coins. I've got like 1,000, 2,000 diamonds. I've got like 1 billion in food. I've got every monster, every epic, everything, you know. And every night I go in there and go through it. You know, I'm glad they did all the updates, so you don't have to click on every dollar. You just press a button and it clears it all. And my daughter said the other day, she goes, "You still do that?" I said, "Yep, y'all got me hooked on that one." But I keep saying I'm going to stop. I'm one of these days.
Sarah's addicted to that damn online Monopoly. She plays the living shit out of it.
I won't do it. I got a slot game that I'm addicted to. I'll play that after I do that. That comes on after after I do the My Singing Monsters. I do that for a couple of minutes, and if I'm not winning, I should stop. And I'm over 100 million, over 100 million in coins right now.
Well, that's the thing is like the only game I have on my phone that I ever play and I rarely play it is Angry Birds. Every once in a while I'll jump on there and play it for like 20 minutes. But other than that, I don't play games on my phone. I don't like playing games on my phone.
What was the game that was on the phone that everybody was purchasing from people? Was it Angry Birds when they stopped it or something like that? There was one a long time ago.
There's so many. That's the thing is games blow up and get really popular and get a lot of like internet clout for a while. Like Candy Crush was real popular for a long time. And Angry Birds made a big splash when it came out, and they started doing all these like licensing deals, and you started seeing the Angry Birds shit sold in Walmart. They even started an Angry Birds cartoon.
I got an Angry
That's how
Birds
popular.
shirt.
That's how popular Angry Birds got.
I got the one that says "I'm the bomb."
Flappy Birds fucking made people go insane, Corey.
That's what it was, Flappy Birds.
That was the one they actually removed it from the App Store for a while because people were just flipping, like freaking out on that damn game because it was so annoying because people were, it was such a basic game, but people, it was such a strategy game that there was people actually getting super triggered over that game to the point where they removed it from the App Store for a while.
And that was the one, Flappy Birds.
Hi, Jonathan.
No, that's not what he's saying, Jonathan. It's just like you'll get random scam emails and scam text messages that will say, "Oh, your package is supposed to be delivered today." And you don't want to click on those because sometimes, you know, the links can have shit buried in them. Or you'll click it and it'll take you to some website and then they'll try to get your personal information. You know,
Yeah, I haven't.
if you're
I haven't
not
gotten
thing is if
Yeah,
you're
Lance,
not expecting a
Once
package,
it's wider than it is long.
well, this is the thing. There's two ways that you protect yourself. One, if you're not expecting a package, don't click on it. If
Yeah,
you are
sure.
expecting a package and you get that notice, then what you do is go straight to UPS's website and
Yeah,
check
go to
it
website.
there. And check it there. And don't ever click on anything you receive in an email or a text message. You can
Yeah, I
go,
don't-
but
Yeah, I don't
was
remember
a-
anything from a community member that ever came to me that a scam.
Mm.
Now, maybe
oh
from
no,
Tim.
I'm just saying in general, just on those type of things.
Oh,
That's
no, I
what
mean,
Jonathan was saying.
Laura
no,
sends loads of
maybe
scam
from Tim,
emails
maybe, yeah.
getting you to look at her shorts.
Oh yeah, Laura scams you with short text messages.
Yeah, I was gonna
all the
say
time.
every short she sends a scam.
Oh, she used to clickbait me and piss me off. Oh, she'd send me a text message with a link and she'd be like, "I was thinking about getting this drone. Is it any good?" And I click on it, and it was one of her fucking shorts. I'd be like, "Damn it!" So I went on this like 2-month binge where I would refuse to click any of her links, and then finally she started being honest with me. She goes, "It's just a short. You can watch it."
Now this is gonna be crazy. Comic-Con. Comic-Con is now gonna have sports fans Comic-Con. That's crazy.
Laura just put a link in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not looking at nothing.
You probably just don't remember, Jonathan. I don't know what you're talking about, but
You see why I watch the weather?
yeah, but do you actually pay attention to the weather?
I have
Or
no
you
idea what
just
the weather's
stare?
gonna be like today.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
why I
we-
watch the weather.
He said, I'm
We
pretty
look-
sure
We
They
look
were
at our
perky.
weather forecast and think,
Yeah.
oh, it says
That-
it's going to
that's-
rain, so it might be a nice day.
I have no idea what the weather looks like, but I know what she looks like.
it was like, I'm pretty sure she said it was going to be sunny today.
Oh shoot, I need to see that. That should. Yes. No, I gotta look at that. I gotta see that picture again. I can't tell the ring she's got on that ring finger. It almost looks this way, like it's a wedding band and a engagement ring. But she's not married. I don't think she's married.
No, it's a you ain't going to get a ring. Well, some girls will wear wedding rings just because they don't want
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
There are
She
some
never-
girls out there that will pretend to be married, but they're not.
Yeah, but actually, it's on that finger. Though.
Especially somebody like
Actually-
her that's got a little bit of fame too. She probably gets hit on all the time, I guess.
Mm.
I haven't met her yet, so I haven't hit on her. That's the one I haven't met. There's only two at Fox 8 that I haven't met. That's her and Brothers.
No, I knew a girl at Walmart used to wear a wedding ring and she just didn't have no interest in dating anybody or anything, and so she would wear a wedding ring so people wouldn't bother.
See, that's the same hand. Hold on. Yeah, I can't tell. I honestly, I don't think it's a wedding ring. I think it's just a
Yeah,
ring.
but what can you really classify as a wedding ring? That might be an inside joke between her and her husband. You know what I'm saying? That might be a ring that means something to her, but doesn't look like a traditional wedding ring.
Mm.
That could be like her dad's old ring or her mom's old ring or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, she and lately she's been coming out there with she usually wears longer skirts, but now she's wearing shorter skirts and with slits in them, so she'll bend a little bit towards the thing and the leg will come out and it's like and you'll be sitting there like this and the leg will pop out and you go,
Joe, if you want to watch girls tell the news, just watch Naked News. They literally get undressed as they're telling you the weather.
I don't need to see that.
You don't have
I'd
to,
rather watch
you don't have to imagine. You can actually see everything.
I'd rather watch Hannah and Imagine.
You can thank the Canadians for that, by the way. They're the ones that started Naked News.
Are they?
Yep.
Been going a long time, that. I remember that back in the 90s.
I don't know how long it's been around. I know I used to watch it when we had the illegal satellite card back in the day
Mm.
because it would unlock it on the pay-per-view shit. Because you'd
Yeah.
have to pay for Naked News. It wasn't free.
Mm. We watched it on the What's It.
But it was hard to take any news story serious. Like they'd be like, today, the World Trade Centers were knocked down as they're taking their blouse off. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Twin Towers.
Yeah, Twin Tower. There you go.
It was. They'd be talking about something serious as shit, and then they'd be like undressing as they're telling you. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like the episode of Big Bang when the girl came in and she said she wrote that chapter absolutely naked. And he says, "Oh, it didn't read that way." And she says, "Well, let me show you." Instead of going through the chapter,
That's
taking her
right.
clothes off. Yeah, that was funny.
No, she only had a dressing gown on. That was
Yeah,
the
she undressed. Yeah,
What's It?
yeah,
The nymphomaniac physicist that
yeah.
hit on all of them.
It hit on all of them. I love Raj at the end when they
Yeah.
wanted to do a threesome, and Raj said, "Okay, I got an idea. Y'all go outside first." Then he closed and he turned around and says, "So you say you had no rent? You can't pay your rent?"
Yeah.
He was smart. He was a smart one. Locked them up.
Mm.
That was funny. Yeah, Horowitz was saying, "Welcome to Penthouse Forum," and Leonard said, "But just remember, we're going to see each other naked like this."
Mm.
But the way Rise went, so you can't pay your rent. That
Yeah.
was fun. Well, that's that ship I was shooting. Huh?
Don't know. Can't see it.
Shit, the other day he did like what, five ships in one day?
Yeah,
But see, the thing is like I made the suggestion to Paul, like when the locks are, he knows that the locks are coming down, are going to be under maintenance. It slims down what he can post. And I'm like, well, get a
Yeah.
bunch of ships during, during the year when you get 3 or 4 in one day, save a couple of them. But he doesn't like doing that because he likes to post the day of, and he
Yeah.
doesn't. So,
So that the family of the crew can see it as it happens.
right. Which makes sense to me, but yeah, he does get in that slow period of the year where there ain't really a whole lot.
Mm.
It's even worse when the river ice is up too, because he has to wait for the icebreakers to come through and all that.
Mm.
Which the last couple of years, they haven't had any icing up in that on the main river there.
No, he didn't have much this year, did he? Other than where his Air to S crashed.
No, I've been around Paul for about 3 years now. And the first year that river got iced up really bad, but the last 2 years it hasn't had anything. They haven't
Mm.
had to have the icebreakers come through. The last 2 winters have been really mild. Yeah, he didn't get much snow this year either. I mean, to be honest with you.
He didn't.
And tell you what, some of the big names only just managed to make the cut in the Masters.
In the
I
what?
might watch that today.
The Augusta Masters.
Uh,
McIlroy was right on the cut line at 6 over.
I've never actually sat and watched golf, but I don't know nothing about the scoring, how they do the scoring and all that shit. So I wouldn't know what the hell they were talking about anyway.
Now, each hole
Like,
has a set number of shots you should be able to play it in.
yeah, like the par fours, and I like
Yeah.
some of it I understand, but I just don't understand like the rankings and all that stuff. How they
Yeah.
do all that. Jody said, "Get Cody on a fire stick.
Yeah,
You have the
I heard
naked
that.
news."
Well, I think that the ones that make the cut in the Masters started off with 89 people in it, and the top 50 plus equal scores get through into the third round. So they play 2 rounds and then have a cut, and then play the last 2 rounds. But I think it's like Max Homer, Bryson DeChambeau, and Scotty Scheffler are all on 6 under par, and the cut was 6 over par, 12 shot worse.
I've been invited to go play golf quite a few times with different people, and just I don't play golf, so I turned them down. I was like, yeah, I don't really play, so like I don't have a set of golf clubs, and I don't really play. I've been to some driving ranges a few times and played around, hitting some
Yeah.
balls, but
It's
Hey,
a
Oh,
hell
yeah.
of a lot harder to actually hit that
Well-
ball than you would think, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
I know.
I mean,
Like-
I could go to a driving range and probably hit 3 out of every 10 balls pretty decently, but yeah, I'm not that good by any means.
Mm.
And I haven't been to a driving range in quite a few years. Back when I was a kid, I used to go with my grandpa to his driving because he lived on a really nice golf course in
Mhm.
Arizona. And his house was right off the 18th hole.
Uh-huh.
And we used to go to the driving range when I was younger and mess around a little bit, but
When I was 18, we used to go out. A friend of mine, Harold, used to go out all the time to putt putt. It was PUTT, orange and green sign and all of that. And we used to go to putt putt and play it all the time during the summer because it was one of the only things you really did, because it wasn't a lot to do. And we were getting pretty good at it. And one of the guys, they had a tournament one week, and we walked in and joined the tournament. And it was just a bunch of people doing a tournament, and the 2 of us tore everybody up. We were first and second. And one of the guys came up, he says, y'all ought to think about joining the Amateur Putters Association. And we looked at him like, what's that? You know, so they showed us we joined it and everything. We had to qualify for it to join it at the time. And we had, they stopped that afterwards. You could join it, but you had to do you had to do 54 holes, and you had to have a certain score to be able to qualify to be able to do it. And so we went in and we qualified the first time we went in and tried. So we joined it. It cost us like, I think it was $20 to join. We got shirts, we got cards that had our name on it and everything. And then we could enter their tournaments, the Amateur Putters Association tournaments. And we thought it was a bunch of the good part was we'd come to the place, give them $1, and we could play all day. That was one of the things that we went for. And we'd walk around and they had a big sign that if you see an individual with a putt amateur shirt on, you have to yield and let them go through.
Yeah.
That was one of the VIP. It was a VIP thing, right?
Mm.
So we walk up there and we used to go out there because the girls would be out there. They'd be knocking the ball all over the place. And we walk off and say, excuse me. And we get up, put the ball down, and then we hit a hole in one. And then we wind up going to eat with them later. You know, it's like, so we pick up girls at putt, right? So this was going on all the time. So my sister's boyfriend came out, and he was good. So we started playing. All three of us came out and started doing this. And then when I made 18, it was right when I was 18. We went to one summer. We went and hit the whole panhandle of Florida. There was a tournament. It was a 9-day tournament at 9 different putt-putts. And the three of us went and spent 9 days on this thing. It was being filmed and everything for Putt-Putt Association. And but the three of us came in first, second, and third in all 9 tournaments. And the ironic part about it, we had 9 tournaments. I won 3, came in second 3 times, came in third 3 times. Harold did the same thing, and so did God darn it, what's his name?
Yeah.
Louis did the same thing. So we all completely came out with the same record, 3-3-3. And we were beating each other. That's because we knew each other how we played. And it was all like we'd be one stroke apart. But we held tournament records in New Orleans area and a couple of places in Pensacola for about 5 years, because it was 54 holes that we had to go through. And I was 36 under par in New Orleans, and nobody could beat that. I had 36 hole-in-ones, and the rest of them were 2s. And it was just I was walking through just hitting them right in. But I had a 24 karat gold putter. And I mean, I walk around with this 24 karat gold putter. Then I had another one that was 14 karat gold that was only about maybe this big. And everybody was laughing at it. It was hooked on my side. And I'd get up there and they'd look at me, and I'd walk up and I'd put the other one down and I'd pick up the little one. And they'd look at me like, we thought that was a toy or something, right? But what it was the same kind of putter, but it was cut down. And it was legal. They didn't say anything about it, but it gave me a different feel, and I had a whole different hit. So if I had any inclines, I'd use the little one, and it gave me a better perspective, and I'd get up the incline better.
Yeah.
But we had fun doing that.
The guy who used to do the orders, he owned it was one of the really nice golf courses around here, and he owned the actual pro shop there. This guy had some money, and he would come into Walmart once every 2 weeks, and I used to do all his orders for his candy bars and his drinks and everything, so he could refill his pro shop up with like all the snack foods and all that stuff. And he used to invite me all the time, trying to get me to go out there, and I just wasn't interested in it. But he owned the pro shop on a really nice golf course, not too far from my house.
Yeah, I played golf twice, and that was in the Marine Corps at 29 Palms, and that was enough. It was enough. I was in the best shape of my life, and it was too much walking for me. I didn't like it. I didn't it was to me it was boring. You had to hit the ball, you had to wait, and then you had to hit the ball and wait, and you had to walk forever. Then you had to hit the ball and wait, and I couldn't hit it. We were on there's only 9 holes up there in 29 Palms, and we were on the 9th hole. We only played 9 holes, and we got to the 9th hole, and we were playing cutthroat, and it was 3 teams of 2, and whoever had the best score counted. And we get to the last hole, and I hit the ball, and I used to be able to hit it pretty good. I had the ball about maybe, might have been about 80 yards from where I was on the fairway, and we were up by 1, and if we could get 2, we're gonna win probably, because everybody else was way behind us. And Gilchrist hit his and got it on the green. And I told him, I said, I don't know if I could just chip one up that way. I said, you know how I hit, and we were laughing about it, right? So, and we didn't have any really crazy rules. Oh,
Somebody went and got
Tim
Boston
Hortons.
creams.
He didn't go fly. He went and got Boston cream. So I get there and I walked over, and the other 2 guys didn't get on the green. The other 4 guys didn't get on the green. So I knew Gilchrist could get on the green. He's going to get the thing. And I walked over and I grabbed the driver. And Gilchrist was laughing at me. He said, "Why you got a driver?" I said, "Because I haven't been able to chip them all day." I said, "I'm just going to hit it like that." So I hit that sucker, went past the green, went out all the way to where the building was, hit the building, the wall, bounced off the wall, came back on the green and went in the hole. And I said, "You see what I planned?" Went in the hole. Everybody just looked at me. They said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "Yep, I planned it that way."
Well, like on Happy Gilmore, he's like, "Oh yes, got a hole in one." He goes, "I should just try to do that every time."
Yeah.
I got my handicap down to 13, which meant
What's up, Randy?
I'd be able to go around the course in 13 shots more than par. But my best ever round around our course was 6 over par. But our course wasn't a long course. It was only like 5,800 yards.
You see, that's too much walking for me.
Well, it's like an assault course because it's all hills.
That's even worse.
Yeah, but you don't have to walk on a golf course, do you? You can do golf carts, can't you?
Only
Yeah,
if
we
they
didn't
go.
have.
That's
There's some of them not. I'm assuming there's probably some golf courses that don't have those, huh?
they're more popular now, but it used to be that none of the UK courses had carts.
You just had to walk it.
Yeah, and in tournaments you can't use a cart. In tournaments you've got to walk.
Right. They're definitely
The scene
a thing around here.
on the tour. There's only on the seniors tour where they're allowed to use a cart unless they've got a medical exemption.
Don't they have like a golf club that's like supposed to help people hit a ball? It doesn't have like a shotgun shell or some shit in it or something.
Yeah, there was one that was brought out like that. You put the golf ball behind the club behind the ball and press a button, and it used to hit the ball. It's not legal, but yeah, it was brought out as a gimmick. Yeah.
Did it work good or no?
It didn't go very far.
Hey, Joe,
Yes, sir.
did you see I stopped?
I saw that. Yeah, you really didn't fly. You had that video in the can and just had an excuse.
Yeah, you went and got it a couple hours ago.
I tell you what, I keep saying I'm gonna go get me some.
I tell you what, you won't regret it.
Now I'll regret I had to walk about a block to the game last night. That's about how far away I had to park. And I walked there, and when I left and came back, I left my freaking seat against the pole because I put it against the pole and it blended in. I didn't even think about it. Got back to the car. I said, shit. I had to walk all the way back to get it. And when I was on my way back, my chest started hurting.
God.
So I'm still having chest pain.
When
I
you
got to the
refer
Go
to
ahead.
distances by blocks, approximately how far is a block?
Well, from where I was parked, it was about 200 yards.
Right.
Yeah, I had to walk there and then I'll walk back. If I walk it
don't-
slow, I'm fine. But walk it on a fast pace, that's when I start having issues.
Well, the thing is I don't think there is a standard city block size. It just goes by how many cars are on that street before the next cross street comes. And then
Yeah.
you would just call that a block.
Yeah,
So,
Johnny's is
you would have
maybe 100 yards.
Yeah, you would have a cross street on one end of your section of houses, another cross street, then you would consider that a block. But they're not a standard size. Because if you go by a city block in New York City, that's fucking a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 3 big ass buildings, that take up,
Oh.
So yeah, I don't think there's really any standard size. People just categorize like, when a line of houses, then they get cut off by a side street, then you would call
Yeah.
that a block.
Mm.
Yeah, when I was leaving here to go to the game, Justin called me and he said, "Heard what happened to Mom?" And I said, "Oh, what happened?" I didn't get the baby yesterday. I didn't get any. I was supposed to have the baby yesterday. Didn't get an answer why I didn't get her. So I wasn't about to ruffle any feathers or ask. Just leave it alone. And come to find out, she wasn't feeling good. Her stomach was bothering, and she passed out 3 times yesterday. And I was sitting there and I said, "She run a fever?" He said, "No, she's not running a fever." And I said, "Is anything hurt?" She said, "Her stomach's hurting her really bad. They're thinking it might be the appendix." I said, "Well, she's not running a fever. It's not appendix like that." I said, "Is she drinking a lot like that? And like water or any fluids or something?" And he said, "They don't know." So they rushed her to the ER after she fell off when she passed out the 3rd time. And the doctor tested everything. She had a stomach virus. And they're saying that it seems like it's a stomach virus and you're dehydrated. So she's paying an ER bill when I could have told her, drink some water because they didn't give her any meds. They said, drink a lot of fluids. They said it's just a stomach virus. And then somewhere in the notes, they were reading the notes. They said they did a scan, a CAT scan and everything. And they did an MRI to check everything. And they came back and told her that they didn't tell her at all. It was in the notes. They said that they saw a spot on her liver and it was benign like that, but they never told her about it. Now, my question is how you can tell it's benign if you don't have a sample of it.
Yeah. Needs a biopsy.
So biopsy.
David is getting super pissed.
Yeah.
David said he just called UPS after 15 minutes on hold. They're showing no movement on his drone. And if he has to wait till Monday before he can like call them back or report anything.
Oh, I'd be pissed. Who is that? Amazon?
No, UPS is holding David's Avata too that he's waiting. Apparently his sticks are coming today. The sticks, the controller is.
Well, hopefully they're in the same truck and not showing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because the drone's showing or was supposed to be there today.
You know what? I have almost a full battery in a drone, but the one I used yesterday, I'm gonna charge up because when I go out, I want to have them off.
Yeah, and if
So
anybody's,
will you be ordering an extra couple of batteries when they come out on their own?
Maybe. Let me see. Let me see this.
Mind you, I mean, 3 batteries will get you an hour, won't it?
so he's saying the drone is coming from New Jersey, AZ is. He said his drone's coming from New Jersey and the sticks are coming from California. But he's supposed to be getting the sticks, I think, today, but the drone is still showing it hasn't moved out of New Jersey.
Well, where is David?
He's
Go
in
to Best Buy
Arizona.
and buy one.
He's in Arizona, so he's right next to California.
Oh, yeah, he's there. Yeah.
New Jersey's on the other complete side of the country.
Well, New Jersey's right in the top northwest, isn't it?
Yeah, it's up
Northeast.
northeast. It's up there by New York and shit.
Hmm. It's a nice sunny day in Augusta.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Okay.
It's 3:30, so that's why it's 10 there. They'll be teeing off in a bit.
And then Randy's saying he's in where's he at? Maryland? And he said his will probably come from California. Complete opposite side.
Oh, they order through DJI.
Yeah, I think they both did, yeah.
They order through Amazon.
Yeah, David said he always orders from DJI.
Mm.
Because a lot of times, like he said, when he orders from them, it comes straight from California, so it don't take that long.
Yeah, they've got a couple of distribution places, haven't they?
Well, most likely, if it comes from, I'm not sure where DJI sends it out of. If it's out of LA, probably 6 or 7 hours from where AZ lives, maybe 8 hours, depending. I don't know how far in Arizona he lives, but I know it's 4.5 hours to get from Newberry in Southern California to Kingman. So from LA, I would assume 6, maybe 7, 8 hours, something like that.
Yeah. Oh no, my Radio Master Boxer, when I ordered it, spent half of the blooming time going around Illinois till it ended up at Chicago O'Hare. Once it got there, it only took 2 days to get to me.
Rito, California. Just east of, yeah, okay. So just east of Long Beach, yeah, so Southern California, okay. Sorry, bro.
Hey, Randy. Dre.
Guys, that's actually closer to. Oh no, that's closer to Los Angeles. Okay, I was thinking it was closer to San Diego. No, that's Los Angeles. That's right. Yeah, so from Los Angeles to David's to get to Arizona, you'd probably be looking at about 6, 7 hours, maybe something like that. If you were going to Kingman, because like I said, I don't know exactly what town David lives in, but if you were going to Kingman from Los Angeles, you'd be looking at least a 6-hour drive. Because I know it's 4.5 hours to get from Newberry to there, and Los Angeles is about 2 hours from where I was at. Yeah, you'd be looking at 6, maybe 7 hours at the most. Just really depends on traffic because I-40 and I-15 suck. Because I-40 gets slammed in summertime because of Lake Havasu. Everybody trying to get out there. I-15 gets slammed every weekend because of Vegas traffic.
Yeah, I'm back, sorry. That was Joe Fodolio. Yeah, Joe Fodolio was asking me about the gimbal guard for the regular Avata. Because I've got the red one on one and I've got the Start RC or whatever it's called on the other. And that's the one I like the most. But when we ordered it, Johnny and I ordered the second one because I was going to take the red one off, the one that sticks out. The other one came in and it was longer and you could see it in the video. So we sent him back. And then he ordered it again and got one. And it was the same company and it was the right one. So it doesn't make sense. So I never ordered the second one. I just said, the hell with it, I'll just leave the red one on. And he wanted to know which red one I bought because he wanted to make sure it doesn't show.
Oh,
So
you
I
mean the
sent him the link to
protective
it.
bumpers?
Yeah, the little red bumper in the front of the original Avata. Not on the guard, the one that sits in front of the gimbal that you got to attach.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I hit a wall at 18.9 miles per hour, face on with that thing when it clipped off the pole. And the wind blew it right into the pole. I mean, right into the pole, and then just completely did a 360, boom, straight into the wall. And the left one was bent out like this, and one of the screws popped out. But the drone was perfectly fine. I didn't even have a scratch on the drone. That was the worst part about it. And it hit the wall at about 4 feet high. It was 6 feet high. Hit the wall, came down, bounced off the concrete and landed in the sand. Now that was the problem. It landed in the sand upside down.
Yeah.
And I looked over at it. It was grassy with sandy area. And I could see where it was because I still had vision. And I looked at it and I said, let me hit it in turtle mode. Then I looked, I said, that looks like it's sand. So I walked over to get it. And when that was the day that I walked over to get it, my chest was hurting me. And when I got back, I was getting ready to go to the hospital and didn't. I went the next day and found out that over the 3-day period, I was having a heart attack. But I said, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, that was when I had the heart attack. That's why I said, I'm not going to put it in turtle mode because I don't want to throw sand up in the motors. But I'd have paid $20 for a gimbal, but I'm not going to pay $30 for the gimbal thing.
Yeah, you got Drone
Still
Works and
cheaper
Drone
than
Nerds in Florida.
What's that, Justin?
I was just reading what Dre said in the chat. I was like, yeah, you got Drone Works and Drone Nerds down here in Florida. Yeah, both of those companies. They're both authorized DJI repair and resellers and all that. Both of them have really good reviews as far as if you look them up. Both companies are pretty reputable. And have good reviews online.
Okay. See, I took that fluid pill at what time is it? At 8:30. Been to the bathroom 4 times.
Ooh.
How are you feeling?
What are you asking, Joe?
Yeah.
He got up to go to the bathroom again.
Mr. Potty Time.
He took a water tablet.
He has to take those, otherwise his legs will swell up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets that swelling in his legs if he doesn't, because it helps keep the fluids out of you.
Leg swelling.
Better.
Okay.
Yeah, some people get that when they get too much fluid in their body. I think Dan has that same problem too. He has to take those pills too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dan's what, a year younger than me, and has
Yep.
got more medical problems than most people your guys' age. So I feel bad for him, man. Like he's got a lot of medical problems.
That's not good.
He's probably had more surgeries than all three of you on the panel and me put together. I mean, I've only ever had one procedure. And that was a month ago or so. That's the only time I've ever really been. That was the second time I've ever been admitted. The first time I was admitted from the hospital was only for pneumonia.
Feeling good. I'm just that water pill's got me. When I blew my knee out, the first time I had 2 of those hospital urinals here. So I couldn't get around too much. So I kept them here. And when I would go to the bathroom, I just go to the bathroom when nobody was here. I just sit at my desk and do it. Right. I was filling up. I take the fluid pill. I was filling up 3 of them in about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But if I
fucking
don't,
Randy.
I'll show you this.
Joe, you don't want to read
Sure.
what Randy just put in there.
I don't want to read nothing. I don't have the pins. I don't need it. It all depends if I take them or not. No. I'll show you what happens when I don't take the pill. And this, I didn't take the pill. I can't remember why I didn't take the pill for this.
Not good.
Yeah, look
Holy
at the fluid
Jesus.
that's in my leg. Yeah,
Good God.
that's crazy. That
That's
was
just
actually 14 pounds of fluid.
That's just missing your pill for one day.
That was a couple of days. For some reason, I didn't take them for a
Wow.
couple of days.
Jesus Christ.
And it doesn't happen like that all the time. I could miss them for a couple of days and my legs don't really swell that much. But I could tell the difference in the way I feel. And I weigh myself every morning to see where I'm at. And I know my weight right now is about 242. But if I weigh myself, I might be 248. That's 6 pounds of fluid. As soon as I take the pills, I'll be back later today to 242. So, and like my doctor tells me, he says, you don't have to take them every day. Don't skip more than 2 days. He said, I wouldn't do more than 3 days max. He said, because there's some days, like if I got to do some shooting, I can't take them till I get back. And I don't want to take them too late at night because then I don't want to be getting up all night, It's just a little pain. It's a pain in the ass sometimes, but you gotta take them. And he told me, he said, if I don't take them for a couple of days and I feel like the fluid's building up, take 2. And he said, make sure you take a half a potassium pill when you take 2. If I take 2 like that, if I don't take that potassium, I'll still getting Charlie horses where it's taking too much on them.
Oh, good God. There's no sympathy for you in the chat there, Joe.
Oh, it don't matter.
He said, well, Joe, David said, what do you do for constipation, Joe?
Like Don said, Mudball said, I don't care. Yeah.
David said, Joe, can they fix that with heart surgery?
No,
Is there a fix
co-
to that, or it's just taking pills? That's all you can do.
the only fix to that would be a new heart.
So technically, yes, I could with some kind of heart transplant surgery.
Yeah, that's probably the only way they could do it if you have 100% heart rate, or probably even 80% heart rate. But
Like
it's part of
how is your heart rate connected to you building fluid up though? I
it's
don't
called
get-
congestive heart failure. When it's not
Um,
pumping enough,
okay.
it's not pumping enough to tell your oxygen levels and all your other levels in your body that you got to drop the fluids. It all comes
Okay.
down to that.
So if you have
It's
congestive,
all like clockwork, right?
It all works together. It's like when you open up the back of a watch and you see all those gears moving. It's one of them that's jamming up a little bit, you know.
well, the thing is like if you have congestive heart failure, do you get put on a list to get a new heart, or is it just something you have
No,
to deal with?
no, that doesn't happen. You gotta have a real
Uh.
reason to get a new heart. I don't know if I want one anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The people that go through heart surgery, you always see about the ultra successes, but there's also downside to it.
Well, yeah, because your
The-
body can actually reject a transplant.
Yeah, and guess what? When it rejects the other heart, it can't put yours back. You know.
Right.
Now, one of
Yeah,
these
'cause you
days they're gonna come up with a fake one they could put in that works. You know,
because I think you have to take medication for like a year or something after you get a transplant,
it's
right?
like 5 years.
What that rejection medication or whatever that's supposed to help your body
Yeah,
kind of
I think it's
accept
longer
it.
than a year. It might not be 5, but it's a lot longer than a year. And I take enough now. I think I got 14 prescriptions right now.
I'll have to ask
No.
Tim what pills they gave him when they attached his penis. Uh,
Yeah, I haven't had 37 major surgeries, but I've had enough. I'm like that Johnny Cash song, one piece at a time.
Wow.
shit,
I've
David's had
got
a lot of damn fucking heart stents and stuff put in. He's had his fair share. I think you two were competing who had the most stents one day, aren't you?
yeah, I got 15. I don't think a pig heart would work.
I think you had 13 or 14, I think. I think you beat him by like 1 or something.
I think he's got one more than me, one less than me. Well, let's see. I've got 15 stents. I've had a broken ankle. I've had both knees replaced. I've had a broken wrist. I've been shot. What else?
Steve Austin, we can rebuild him.
Yeah, I've had melanoma that got into the lymph nodes. They had to do all of that and take those out. I've had a quintuple bypass, 15 stents, 4 balloons, 3
Wow.
balloons. I've had this is the other part. I had a tonsil, one tonsil that swelled up and was covering my throat. They had to take that one tonsil. They were going to do them both. They said it was too intensive with the one. They didn't want to give me all the problems with the second one. So they left. I got one tonsil left. They checked the tonsil and they said that it was infected with measles. Figure that one out.
Huh?
And I had measles as a kid, but it had measles in the tonsil. So they took that out. It was crazy. Sarah's been shot.
Yeah, she was involved in a drive-by shooting back when she was pregnant with Thomas.
Wow. Oh,
Supposedly some kind of gang initiation or something. I don't know. The cops up there are fucking useless. They never actually figured out the full story. If it was down here, they would have had him in a day.
Yeah, mine
That's one of
was
the
no.
reasons, that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to leave North Carolina, because crime was out of control and the fucking
Yeah.
cops up there were fucking useless. Most useless police departments I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no. Well, mine probably wasn't as bad as hers. I was shot with a 22. If it would have been an inch higher, inch lower, it would have went right through my heart. But it hit my
Yeah.
ribs and stayed in the ribs.
Ever since Grady Judd has been sheriff for what, I think over 30 years, he's had one unsolved murder case in all that time, and they actually just recently solved it about a year ago or 8
Yeah.
months ago, something like that. Whenever they put out that thing, they solved it. And we get probably, I would say, maybe at least one murder a year. It's not too bad. I mean, we still have our little problems here and there, but we get
Yeah.
maybe one or two a year still. I mean, off
Dre
family
said
members.
Dre said it was a shotgun marriage, and the gun fell down and it went off.
Uh, now she was pregnant with Thomas and she was on her way home and
Said Sarah tried to run. That's what it was.
she pulled up to a stop sign and this car was driving, on the crossroad from where she was at the stop sign. And they just stopped in front of her and rolled down the window and shot a shot right through the front windshield. But the good thing about the way they shot at her was it went through the windshield, it hit the dash, and then when it hit the dash, it split in two pieces, and it slowed it down enough to where it didn't actually penetrate her skin. It just bruised the living shit out of her, like if she had like a bulletproof vest on and you shot her in the chest, kind of thing.
Okay, mine was worse
So
then.
she was lucky. It just bruised the skin real bad and kind of just, the top few layers of skin, but it didn't go all the way in, type thing.
Yeah, just grazed it.
But it was lucky because you could see where it went through the windshield, and then you could see where it hit the dash, and it bounced off the dash, and then it broke into two pieces. I actually found the bullet fragments in the car. That's how useless the fucking cops are. After they did their
Wow.
whole investigation, and we were allowed to get back in the car, I go through the car and find the fucking bullet fragments. I'm like, you guys are
Wow.
fucking useless. And then we got like 3 different stories from them about what the situation was of why the kid shot at her.
Oh,
We
they
heard
know
like
who shot at her?
supposedly. I mean, we never did get a straight answer from them. Like I said, the cops up there are fucking useless.
Yeah,
Dude,
I still got a scar. It's right here. It's right here. And what
oh,
happens is I've got a little round spot with a scar, and I got 2 hairs that grow out of it. Yeah, it's funny.
this
And
is, oh, go ahead, sorry.
no, the funny part about it is when I get an X-ray, they'll look at it and they'll look at the rib, and you'll see something there, and then you take a good look at it, you can tell it's a bullet. And that's what. And I've been asked before by an X-ray technician and a doctor. That looks like you've been shot, or there's a bullet or something there. Have you ever been shot? I'll say, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
So
oh, but you know how this is how bad the police are up there, right? The sheriff's department was about a quarter a mile from the store that was on the side of the road, about a quarter mile down the road from the sheriff's department's main headquarters for the county. And they sold nothing but pirated shit in there, like CDs, DVDs. And the store was like set up like you walk in there and everything was pirated. And they sold for years out of that place, and the sheriff's department never did anything about it. You could go in there and buy pirated DVDs, CDs, all kinds of shit. And they didn't, it wasn't a legit business at all. And they were right down the street from the sheriff's department. Here, they busted 2 different stores for selling Roku sticks that were modded.
wow.
Like here they actually go through they actually go through the flea markets and look at what people are selling and seeing if it's stolen. Like that's how useless the sheriff's department was up there. It's wholly different down here. Like I said, down here, they would have had those guys in custody within a day or two, and they would have had Sarah with the full story, would have sat her down and explained everything, how they caught them, what happened, everything. They didn't do that up there. They fucking took months and months and months to even figure it out. And then we got 2 or 3 different stories from them about what happened. Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. And to this day, nobody I think has actually been arrested for it.
Wow.
But you also got people up there in North Carolina where we lived out walking around on the streets with 17, 20 felonies on their record. Like, why are they even out on the street? I don't get it.
Yep.
Like, why are they even free to walk around and they got 20? You would see it in the paper all the time. So and so arrested for felony possession of a weapon or something, and it would list all the fucking shit they've been arrested for, and they'd have like 17 felonies on their record. It's like,
They
how
got a-
many times does that person have to get in trouble before you consider them a habitual offender and get rid of them? Like,
Yeah,
they need to be off the street.
the old DA we had when I first moved here was like that. He'd give you all kind of different chances for rehabilitation and that. And they had one kid that went to school with Justin that he had like 5 or 6 juvenile misdemeanors and like 6 or 7 felonies. And about 3 or 4 years ago, he he did a pursuit. He had 2 or 3 guns in the car he wasn't supposed to have, and he spun out over right down the street from me at the intersection, and there was Mandeville police chasing him. He gets out the automobile, and as he gets out the automobile, because he was far enough ahead, one of the other police officers, Vinny, pulled over to the side, and Vinny was getting ready to get out of his car, and he turned around, just took 2 shots at Vinny. One of them hit Vinny in the head, and then he took off running. And one of the I can't remember what the other cop's name is. I nicknamed him Elvis because he looked like a young Elvis Presley. And he turned around, took a shot, and the bullet grazed his head like this. And it was about six of the police officers were chasing him, and he finally just stopped in the McDonald's parking lot and dropped the gun like that. I said, when they took the second shot, they should have just killed him.
Killed his ass, yeah.
Yeah, they should have just killed him like that. But when they got to him where they could take a shot, he dropped the gun like that. Somebody should have killed him right off the bat. But he's got life in prison. But we lost a police officer, good friend, good friend of mine. That was the night that I went to. It was a football game that night, and we heard it. I called up one of the officers' wives that I knew. And I said, "You got a name?" And she told me, "Yeah, it was Vinny." I said, "Okay, I'm on my way to the stadium." And I got there, and that was the most somber mood you ever seen at the stadium. And police were out in force at the stadium. And her husband came back that night because he was one of the investigators. And when he walked into the stadium, his daughter was one of the trainers. She came over, and I got a picture of them just hugging each other in tears. And that went national. That picture went national.
Wow.
That picture not only went national, but it was in the running for a Pulitzer. I was thinking, that's crazy.
Yeah, and if you read,
I thought killing a police officer was an automatic death penalty.
Oh,
it depends on the
Depends on where it's
state.
at.
The state.
Right.
In Florida, they'll shoot you and give you more ammunition to shoot them again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in
I love
Florida,
that.
you definitely get the death penalty probably for that.
If you didn't die before during the shootout.
Oh, Joe, so they spent $25 million already on enticing first responders to come out down here. They've had what was it, 4,000 police officers already sign up from other states to come down here
Wow.
to get that $5,000 bonus.
If I tell that to my son, he's on his way. I guarantee.
And they've already they're redoing the budget for this year, and they're adding another 17 million to that budget.
How much bonus they giving?
They're giving $5,000 to $10,000. I think it probably depends on your experience.
It depends upon whether you're certified.
And
huh?
then if you have to go through any kind of academy, they give you $3,500 a month to live off of. while you're going through the academy. But yeah, they added another $17 million to the budget this year for that to get more first responders. They're even doing it for teachers and doctors and stuff too to try to get them to move down here.
You see, if I was a young man in EMS, I'd be over there in a minute.
Yeah, first it's also open to firefighters and paramedics and stuff too. They also get bonuses for coming down here. But the governor said the other day they had like 4,000 officers or something sign up for the program already, and from other states that have moved down here,
Yeah.
and it equaled up to like 20-some million dollars that they put out in bonuses for them.
Yep. Yeah, if I tell Justin that, he'd be on his way. Because he's all about making money.
Oh yeah, down here, dude, they're all about supporting it. Like if you drive around our county, you see a lot of signs outside of people's house. We love our police departments. Like they're all about supporting the police departments around here. They're really big into it.
Well, I tell you, just from what I'm hearing from Justin, in his last, say, 10 shifts, he's had to draw his gun maybe 9 times. You know, he's like, he's telling me now it's to the point that when they pull somebody over, they're coming out the car with their gun, depending on the car and what's coming back. Because 90% of the time they got everything they're running right now. When they're pulling it over, there's a warrant or a felony stop. You know, so
Jody, I think he's got it on eBay. I think he's trying to sell it.
who?
Paul, I think he's trying to sell the Spider. I don't think
Yeah,
he's trying to
he's got
buy
it out there.
No, it's on Facebook Marketplace, I think.
On Marketplace, yep.
But he's also in trying to figure out. You said you actually talked to the guy you sold it to yesterday, right? The one that was supposed to send you the other package.
Yep.
And did he seem like? I mean, I'm not gonna say did he sound honest, but did he seem like?
Oh yeah, he's been he was working eBay, working UPS and everybody. And the thing of it is, he can't. Of course, now it's the weekend. He can't get any information. But he said that according to UPS, the package is sitting here at the UPS depot, but they won't allow it to be shipped to me directly, which is I'm about 5 miles away, because it's got hazardous. It has batteries in the goggles.
So how do you get your hands on it then? If they won't deliver it to you,
He's got to figure out.
I wonder if you have to get it shipped to a UPS store and then have to go there and pick it up.
I don't know.
Is that that doesn't make any sense when you
Well,
buy
especially UPS, because he sent me the drone, right?
right.
The drone had 6 batteries in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like when you order, say you decided to order a Vada 2 today and UPS was the one to ship it, they're not going to just hold it because there's batteries in there. That don't make any fucking sense why all of a sudden they decided to hold that one package. That's weird.
And is it UPS or is it USPS?
UPS.
USPS is the post office. UPS is the private.
Yeah, I think one of them does carry batteries and the other one won't.
No, they'll both carry batteries, but you have to tell them that they're in the package.
You have to designate it.
Yeah,
right.
USPS will ship batteries. You just have to tell them that they're in the package.
Because one of the things they ask you says, "Is there any flammables or batteries in it?" And if you say yes, I think they charge a couple of bucks more.
Yeah, they do. They charge extra because it has to go ground. It can't go by air.
Yeah, go by air.
So, yeah, if you can't, so that's why they charge you more. Because there's been a couple of plane accidents over the years where they were shipping LiPo batteries, in the cargo hold, and the shit caught on fire. One of them was a FedEx plane that actually crashed and killed the
Yeah.
crew on it from a
That's
LiPo fire.
if you're taking your drone with you on a plane, you've got to carry it in your hand luggage, haven't you? And it's got to be in a bag.
Which I'm still kind of curious whether those LiPo bags actually work, because I've never actually seen. I'm sure there's probably tests of them. I've never looked it up, but I don't know. So some of them, I've seen some LiPo bags that I've gotten free with items when I ordered them off Amazon when I had my drones, and they just seem really flimsy. You look at them and you're like, really, this is going to stop a fucking, because some of them it's just a bag with a Velcro top and it just Velcros over the top. And it's like, it doesn't seem like it would be very much protection if that battery caught on fire. But
They're supposed to be made with fire retardant material, the same kind of thing Grand Prix
Well-
drivers wear.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, if you look at some of the LiPo bags, it's not like they're sealed shut. When you put the battery in, it will just be a bag. You slide the battery and then it's just the top of it just Velcros over the top.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is that particular package, unless you really dive in, isn't showing on the UPS site anymore. It says the original package was delivered, period. But when you dive in, it starts to say, oh, it's on hold.
Oh, it was UPS. Okay, I remember it was one of the major carriers. I watched that
UPS,
a while
yeah.
back.
In fact, let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh, Laura's live.
Says she was going like 4.
All right. I'm gonna jump off here, Paul. I'll go over and keep Laura company. So she just went
Oh,
live.
Laura's live?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly show you guys what I'm talking about as far as that shipment. Here's the one that was delivered. This was the main one right there. But the goggles and the charger were not shipped, so they were shipped separately. And it says they were supposed to be here by Wednesday, the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Shipped to you, period. Nothing. Location, last location, Port Huron, Michigan. Hazardous materials irregularity occurred with the package. We'll contact the sender. Yeah, right.
Well, if it's in Port Huron, can't you arrange to go and pick it up if they don't want to
That's
deliver
what
it?
I'm thinking.
Mm.
Or the other thing I'm thinking too, Mark, maybe they just lost the damn thing.
Did it have batteries, anything in it? No, huh?
Well, the old great big ones, you know, the $200, $300 goggles had on the back that had a battery that supported that.
Well, that's what was in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's something happened with the hazardous material. Did it catch on fire maybe?
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking something happened to it and they're gonna contact him eventually.
Or it disappeared.
Did he insure it?
I don't know. I don't know what he did on his end.
Yeah.
But obviously I told him, I says, well, I'm looking for 200, 250 bucks rebate if it doesn't show up.
Mm.
But I don't know the ins and outs of eBay. Does eBay guarantee it because he bought the shipping and everything through eBay?
I think that eBay would guarantee part of it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I do not know.
Mm.
Well, what I'm thinking is, guys, maybe we should just jump over to Laura's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And everybody, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again soon. Yeah, you're right, Frank. It was batteries for the goggles. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
everybody,
thinking.
take care. We'll see all of you again later today. In the meantime, if you want to jump over to Little Llama Laura's live stream, you'll find Justin's already over there kissing up to his little sister. So we'll see all of you again soon.
All right.
Bye for now.
Later.